bring the girl. I need a new cupbearer.
Hello again, whiskey tippers and spirit sippers. Wun Wun here again, and today we got something new. Today we're going to be breaking open our very first Indy bottle, and the one we're getting it started with is an Alexander Murray & Company from the Glen Grant Distillery, 23 years old.
Smart.
Oh, like I said, 23 years old. This was distilled back in 1995. Not only is this my first independent bottler, but this is also the oldest whiskey I've ever had. 23 years old. This is a big one. Got this through Total Wine Concierge. I believe we got it for about $129. And yeah, just of course, as usual, just crazy excited to open this one. The oldest whiskey and my first independent bottler. Can't wait to taste this one. Well, not the biggest pop, but I'm not mad at it. That was a nice, easy open. Let's get it in the glass. Oh, that glug, glug, glug. That sounded good. Oh man, this is going to be amazing. I don't really know that much about Glen Grant. I know they've been taking some beef lately. I was just walking through the store one day, and on a total flyer, I saw that Glen Grant batch strength 15-year-old. So I was like, yeah, why not? Went and picked that up. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was delicious, fresh apples, fruity. I mean, I thought it was great. It's been getting panned by a couple of big reviewers, but hey, that's why we all have different people that do this. We all have different palates, different taste buds. I thought it was delicious and amazing, and I'm super excited to taste its big brother right here, the 23-year-old. You know how we do it. It's 23 years old, so we're going to let it rest in the glass for about 23, 25 minutes. That's going to be a long wait, but oh man, we're going to do it, and we'll be right back at it. Don't go anywhere.
Well, we're waiting.
All right, it's been sitting in the glass for almost a half an hour, and I am definitely ready to get into this. Oh, a little bit tart, kind of like a sour lemon and malt. Man, yeah, there's definitely a tartness to this, like a sour, overripe lemon. This is 23 years old. The only bad thing is it is only 40% ABV, so it's only an 80 proofer. Can't believe they'd water that one down so much at 23 years. I mean, you think you'd want it at least like 46, 43 at the lowest. So I'm kind of bummed it's only 40, but 23 years old, it's going to be it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. Oh man, like I said, I always do bottle openings and first impressions. All the bottles, I mean, some of them change dramatically, some don't change that much, but most of them do change a lot. So this is just first impressions. Do I like it? The flavor profile, what's up? Right out of the gate, like I said, this is sour. Sour lemons, malt. A tiny little bit of ripe vanilla. Like the vanilla bean, like a real ripe, just freshly cut vanilla bean. Almost a perfumey sense. I don't know if that's the alcohol ethanol funked up a little bit, but there's almost like a little perfume sense. That's funny, the second oldest one I ever had was that Kirkland 22, and it had like a potpourri perfume sense too, so that's weird. My two oldest whiskeys are kind of having that same note. Oh man, well, it's been long enough, been almost a half an hour. Let's see how this bad boy flows. Cheers. A sweet oaky wood note, actually. As sour as it smelled, I was ready for this sour lemon blast, and it was almost like a sweet oaky vanilla note. Wow. Usually don't get that much oak until you put some water, or definitely when you put the ice on it. But that was delicious. Smooth, the lemon is still there, but it's not like an overripe, funky lemon. It's not super sour and tart. It's more the sweeter side of a lemon. And the malt and the vanilla. And then this super smooth, oaky note. I won't take it all the way to like leather, but it's almost starting to creep in that direction. I gotta tell you, the first nosing of this, I was getting a little worried. I was like, oh, this is gonna be sour. I don't know if I'm gonna be into it, but that's not bad at all. It smells sour, but tastes sweet. How about that? It's like a bit of a cinnamon clove note on there. And we're getting into some baking spices with that sweetness. That oakiness blended in with the lemon, and now it's like you're getting into some baking spices, some cinnamon and some clove. That is excellent. Let's see how it is with a little water on it. Oh, let's put 2. Let's get some in there, see if we can open up some of these flavors and really make it dance. Might be a little too much water. Maybe I should have stuck with the 1 just because it is only 40%, but I kind of want to see what water is going to do this. 23 years old, I kind of think it's going to break open some oils and kind of enhance this one. Oh, that funky lemon is back. The malt, I mean, almost leaning into like a rhubarb note. Almost like a rhubarb pie note. Lemon and rhubarb. That's weird. Let's see how it tastes. Let's lunge it up. Again, so much sweeter on the taste. It kind of flattened out a little bit. Kind of just gives you that velvety, smooth oak note. Kind of like a, what is that, like a lemon Laffy Taffy or something? Like a little bit of a tart sweetness. And oak, and that perfume notes there on the back end as well. Just like that little bit of a, it's just like a little bit of a perfume note is the best way I can say it. Oh, I can't believe you'd ever do that with a 23-year-old whiskey, but let's put it over some ice and see what happens. Oh, so weird how it's so tart and tangy on the nose and so sweet on the taste. Now with the ice, it smells a lot sweeter. It doesn't have that bitter, overripe, tangy lemon note over the ice. It's more of that sweet, oh, almost. That was weird. Almost got like a buttered popcorn note over the ice. Yeah, it's like movie buttered popcorn over the ice. That's kind of crazy. We don't want to melt too much. We don't want to let it melt too much. Let's see how it tastes. Don't buy. A little bit of the salt kicking in. The buttered popcorn note is still kind of there in the taste, but it's kind of a mix between a buttered popcorn and a lemon icy. Kind of, if you can imagine those two things blended together, buttered popcorn and a lemon icy. That's kind of what this thing tasted like over ice, which isn't all too bad. It still got me licking my lips. But yeah, a little bit of a salty, oaky note. I don't know what it is about putting whiskey over ice that brings out that salty note for me, but it does every time. Yeah, that is weird. Over the ice, I mean, the most prevalent note I get is buttered popcorn. That's crazy. Oh man, this is wild. My very first Indy bottle. Definitely need to let this open up, breathe a little bit, and see what it's going to be. I mean, 23 years old, it just needs time. Just needs a little extra time to open up. But man, going to have a lot of fun with this, experimenting with it, tasting it, and enjoying myself with it, because 23 years old and independent bottling, I mean, it's just something new and a little bit fascinating. I don't know if I know the Glen Grant distillery note enough to call it Glen Grant, like if I could pick that out. Like I said, the only other Glen Grant I had was super fruity and appley and crisp and fresh, and this one's got a little more tang on it. I mean, it's just lemon and a little more of a sour note, but when you nose it and then when you taste it, it just kind of flips it and has this sweetness to it, which is just wild. So a couple more days, maybe a month or two into this, with the air on it, it might blend together and combine those notes and a little more cohesively. And I'm down for the ride. I can't wait. Scale out of 1 to 10. I hate that it's only 40%. I mean, it floats right down. No Kentucky Hugs or anything. I mean, you can pound this, but I mean, it does have a different flavor profile than I've really noticed with anything else. Like I said, that 22-year-old kind of had that potpourri note. This one, I mean, I would call it more of a perfume note than a potpourri note, but it is there. And like I said, I mean, just smells super tangy and lemony and overripe bitter, tart. Not bitter, more tart. And then on the taste, there's just this sweetness. The tartness is still there, the lemon's still there, but there's just a sweetness that comes with it. Scale out of 1 to 10. $129 for a 23-year-old Scotch. Can't really go wrong there. Bummed out that it's only 40. But man, I am excited to see where that flavor profile goes. I think I'd give this one a good solid 8.3, 8.4. Like I said, really bummed out that it's only 80 proof, but I mean, the flavors are there. It's kind of a wild ride already. I'm only expecting it to get even more crazy and yeah, it's going to be a funky adventure, and I'm down for it. So yeah, probably get a solid 8.4. 23-year-old, my only independent bottle and the oldest whiskey I've ever tasted. Oh, that's my thoughts on it. If you get it, it's definitely probably worth a buy. If you're a little short on cash, obviously no. But yeah, if you got a few extra dollars, I would definitely suggest this one. I don't have too many other independent bottles to burn it up, but for whiskey in general, nothing wrong with it. I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic week, and it gets better from here until we see you on the next one. Prost.